Hey guys, Big 589 here with
Jeff Benson.
So, the month of October is a very special month for us. We both are avid haunters. I would say about that. We'll probably say that now, right? We've been doing it long enough. Me, not having a permanent haunt, decided to go visit haunts this year. And Jeff decided to come up with an idea to go to Lake Compounce and Haunted Graveyard, which I've never been to before, and I think you is like your first time for a while you've been there.
A while.
Yeah. So we decided today to go. I think it's not open at night, but it's been open in week basically. So we got to go Lake Compounce, and this is our honest opinion on it. So we got there, got our tickets. Ticket prices are quite fair in my opinion for this haunt. I think that the price overall is actually fits a lot of the things you get in that haunt though. Like, there's a lot of things in there, it's worth the money. Although I do wish that it was a little longer than 45 minutes though. We got there, we get through the doors, and surprisingly this is probably one of the first haunts I've been to actually that said we can use photos or videos as long as there's no flash. Which, stupid me, you know, the idiot that I am, I forget to bring my damn GoPro or my camera with me, so of course we don't have any footage, you know.
Well, you're not the only idiot, because I tried using my my watch DVR, and apparently I didn't record anything.
So we're both into that idiot category tonight, so we're heads down in shame. Yeah. Anyways, so a lot of the scenery in that haunt is actually really detailed on everything they do. Like the church scene we go through the beginning, like it felt like you're walking through a large open church.
Gothic cathedral.
Yeah, and they're kind of
catacombs of a Gothic cathedral.
Yeah, really interesting to see some of the things in that scenery. You know, the actors and the animatronics and the props. They're almost sometimes hard to tell who is what, you know. Like there's a scene where I can't remember what it was. Like, the guy was doing some kind of robot routine, and you think, oh God, that animatronic is really detailed. Don't fall for it. That guy is real. So
when we started off, the security checkpoint. You get through there, and then there's kind of like an underpass, like a tunnel that you walk through, and that's all purple lights and fog to get through to the park area. And there's some actors in there. Some of them and it was a long walk up to the graveyard itself.
Oh yeah, it was a hike.
But you know, getting back to the graveyard, I'll probably use the word catacombs a lot tonight. But that first area was cool with the cathedral and the monks. You know, the actors dressed up in monks, and the static props dressed up as monks.
I think you brought it up when we were there that the music adds the atmosphere, music that matches the scene in some parts.
You know, it's not like chanting, but it's, you know, the monks and oh, you know, like that. But it definitely added. And there was a lot of, it was almost like a 4D, some of it was like a 4D haunt.
Yeah.
And the smells also, but the fog, most of the fog they used throughout the park and throughout the haunt, it was actually sweet smelling, like
aromatic,
floral,
you know?
Very floral.
So along with the atmospheric elements and all the scenery, I thought some of the actors actually played a really good job in their roles. There were some parts where the actors, I think, didn't really use their words per se. You relied on their and their which it works.
And they grunt a lot.
It works, but you need to change it up just a little bit. The actors, I do think that they some of them played their roles very well. I just think that some of them need to really focus on using their vocabulary.
And then it opens to the graveyard.
Yeah, the graveyard was
zigzaggy outside.
It was a maze. Like, it was amazing Get what I did there? It was amazing. It was amazing. Dun dun dun. See, I try to do comedy once in a while. It was a quite intriguing to see how long that graveyard was. You know, it was just like you go take a left, right, left, right, left, right. You know, and it does lead like into like other spots. I think that had to be like my favorite type of maze in that graveyard though. Just the way it's set up. The props are set up perfectly that you actually feel like they're actual people.
Mm-hmm.
Because the actors,
the static props.
Yeah, the actors they're standing like the props, and then you don't know who to trust. You know, we're always looking back. Really, I never hear somebody go like, "Oh, someone's watching me." You kept on looking back.
Somebody was actually following me.
Yeah. I think out of all the scenes though, I really did like the vampire castle.
My favorite area was the werewolf. I'm a big werewolf fan, and the little werewolf cove I thought was pretty cool with the animatronic werewolves. It looked like they were
nested almost.
Well, no, I'm talking about the way the werewolves look. It looked like they were originally from American Werewolf in London. You know,
yeah.
The way they're shaped, and they're all on all fours and everything. But the faces, it looked like that werewolf, but with most of the hair removed. Like the heads they weren't that hairy. They were kind of
molten.
It's like giant chihuahuas. That kind of hair, you know. They weren't all furry. The backs were furry and the legs, but the heads themselves weren't that. You could tell they were werewolves, but they weren't, you know, like covered in hair and everything. But I thought that area was very cool. The way they were perched on the rocks in that area, you know, almost, you know, ready to pounce on you. And then they actually had some stuff out in behind. You know, there's the whole setup or the scenic area right there.
Yeah.
And then like beyond in the woods, you know, they had like werewolves up there. Beyond that scenic area, you know, there's a tree line, but you could see, and they did that in several scenes, like the witches scene. They did the same thing where they have that one area that you're contained in, but beyond that, risen a little bit in the woods, they had another area with, you know, they're dancing around the campfire or the bonfire, and
yeah,
and you know, the witch thing up there.
Some of the effects were actually really interesting to see, like the bats.
Like the bat tunnel, that was very cool.
They had this scene where it had like the bat eyes, and it looked like it just went on forever. Like it went down and down and down and down.
It's like one of those infinity walls.
Yeah, I think
but they had actually, you know, bats hanging, you know, with their wings flapping and everything.
Yeah. The only thing I think negative I gotta say is, and this is just my suggestion, is timing. Timing is very important, and when working at a haunt for 4 years, I learned that the actors or actresses need to hold that line until that group is ahead further up. Like, hold it for 5 minutes, entertain them, keep them going. Like, say we're caught in the witches section, all right? Let's play a game with the witches, you know? We'll play Ring Around the Rosie, you know? And then see who's gonna burn tonight, or something like that. I just think the timing was a little off, but overall though, it was done right with when they do act it, because the actors did kind of catch up with you, you know.
In the cathedral scene, there was some scenes that were very cool, that were very well done in that church area. But there was also a lot of empty space when you're, you know, going through these, again, the catacombs of this old cathedral. They need to do something with that empty space, and I know it's kind of you're waiting for something to pop out, so maybe that kind of messes with your head a little bit, because you're just waiting and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
But you're walking a lot through these catacombs until something does happen.
You're almost expecting it at that point.
With that being said, the vampire area was similar to the Gothic cathedral, and, you know, in the space that the vampires, the coven, was put in. and I thought that was very well done.
Yeah.
It's like the old, abandoned catacombs and the Gothic castle, which you did go into a castle facade into the vampire lair, and the scenes in there were just, that's my second favorite.
I think my second favorite is turning towards the end where it goes into the house. Like, the house was really cool. Like, they gotta give you like two sides to go down, and it was leading into like an insane asylum, but it's literally a dark tunnel, and they leave a suspense for you. It's like they have nothing in there but fog and darkness.
I'm used to going into haunts where they, in dark tunnels where they close in and they go down, and I don't want to ruin it for you if you decide to go here, but when you go, and I'm starting to shrink down.
I remember this.
And I'm starting to, and I'm starting to shrink down and get smaller and smaller as we're going down this tunnel, because I'm used to tunnels being dropped. Pretty soon you're on your knees trying to get through this tunnel. And I'm reaching up, and I can't even touch the ceiling. I'm like, why am I even doing this? I'm so used to being hunched over, going through these things. Yeah. So that kind of messed with me.
I'm just walking my hands forward like this. I'm like, where the hell is the end of this place? I feel like it never ended.
On a design scale, 1 through 5, for scenic design, what would you say?
I would give that a 4 out of 5. I think some scenes deserve a little more detail, but I do believe that they did an excellent job with the setup.
I go to haunts for the scenery.
Yeah.
I don't really go for the scares. I don't really care about the scares. I'm an artist. I'm an artist and a scenic designer myself, so that's why I go to the haunts, to see how they look scenic wise. But you guys did an awesome job.
Yeah, so I would say that if I get tickets again, I would go again. I would definitely do it, and I would probably bring more people though. So yeah, Lake Compounce Haunted Graveyard, you guys did an excellent job. Overall rating for me probably be a 4 out of 5 for overall entertainment value. I think we're almost at the same rating for that, right?
Right. I'm Jeff from Beetlejuice Haunts and Haunts for the Homeless, and y'all have a good night.
This has been Big One Night 589. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, follow me on social media. Signing off.